Well, hello again. It is time to actually start to work with the car again, 164. It has been waiting there in the same spot from the spring, and as you can see, all kind of stuff have just started to take over the place. And the first thing I need to do before I can start working with it is to clean the area like very well. I just picked up this forklift shelf, and the plan is to build it up behind the car in that wall over my lathe. But the plan is to put there's these suspension parts in that pallet, and this big pile is all the Volvo stuff from this car, so I think I'm gonna put these also to another pallet, and after the shelf is done I can lift them above, so I can clean this area and make some room on the floor. I did few little things in the summer. I painted some of the suspension parts. When I was visiting my father's place, I have this powder coat gun in there and a homemade oven that I can heat up the parts. So I painted some of them. I ran out of black, so that's why I had to use different colors, but some improvement. The postman brought some goodies. So here are the new airbags for the front, air hose too, and they also sent me this drawing about pressure and how much it's holding weight, so I can show it to the mod inspector that it is strong enough. And I also asked same kind of data sheet from the D2600, so now I got both. I need to see how they fit. I have pressed almost all the bushings and ball joints out of the suspension parts. Here are all the parts almost ready for paint. Just need to clean something a little bit, and there's broken bolts inside, etc. The most difficult part is to find the right diameter tools to press, because I'm a new press owner, so I don't have very good collection yet. But I have used all these sockets and stuff. I also made few with lathe. The lathe is very good, like a friend for the press. You can custom make your tools. And this is actually the last one that still have some pushes in. This is the upper control arm. And there was some kind of repairs done to this before. When I pressed it, it actually broke. So I had to weld it a little more, and now it is little twisted. It is little not aligned straight. With this you have to little bit think how to dismantle everything. Because first you have to take this push out, which is pressed from outside, because this one is pressed from the inside. So this one has to come off first, then you can take off this from this hole and then press the last one. And it is a little difficult to press it because this is in the way. So I made this, it goes on top of the bush and straight to the control arm. And then you have to use something like this. Use this to press the push out. have few of these in the different size, and you have so many different parts, so some of the force is going when all the parts are like moving a little bit. It is not that easy and fun job to take these off. But the other ones came off pretty easily, and these are the sadly famous 200 euro per piece bushes. But I try to take this off without breaking it, and after that I think the suspension parts are almost ready for paint. Welcome to my powder coating paint shop. The oven is on, heating up. Inside here it's just above zero, so just like few degrees of Celsius. It is still quite cold. This is my homemade oven, 9 kilowatts. Pretty nice space. You can fit the wheels. You can fit wheels and like moped frames in here. I'm just preheating some parts. I have this Eastwood gun powder coating system, and I'm not super happy with this. The powder doesn't like always want to go everywhere, so it's a little tricky. But I just realized that I don't have any more black, and all these are like bright colors, yellow, red, blue, and some clear coatings. But I have this cast iron, so I think I'm gonna try this. This might look pretty cool. The plan is to try to paint all these that has bushings in them, so after the paint I could like put new bushings in and have it done. So they came up green. I didn't have any other basic, so I just used the green. We will see how it is after it is cured, because it said it is dark green. So I think the color is gonna transform after the heat. The powder actually went pretty okay with these. I have had problems with the coating system before, like that there is some kind of spot that almost like it doesn't like suck the powder, or it is actually opposite. It's like pushing it away, so it's very annoying when you try to, it just doesn't go there. But this actually came up pretty okay, I think. Rear ones are here cooking. You can just barely see it, a little bit shiny. So they have been there like, I think 10 minutes, because you start the countdown after the surface like shiny, so you know that the paint is melting. So I think another 10 minutes with those, then I take them out and put the other ones in. Painting is done. They came up pretty nicely, actually. This time, at least I don't see any like huge spots that doesn't have any paint. Here is this is the iron paint. I think it's pretty cool, at least in the sun. And the green one came up also pretty okay. It is dark green, I would say. If I don't like the different colors and I want the boring black like everyone, I can spray these with some spray can black, like just fast, just to make them look different. But this is very good like base coat. It's very like durable. I also painted these knuckles where the front wheel bearing is coming. I had tapes on these for the sandblasting, and I just put the powder with the tape, and after the powder I carefully took the tape out, because it would have melted in here. So, and these are like silicone cones that are very, very handy for this application. Now I don't have to like take the paint out. With these I didn't have any like big ones, so I was lazy and I didn't cover them, but I can like drill these pretty fast or just push the new bushing with the press and it's gonna be okay. As usual, I forget to put mask. If you paint any kind of paint, spray or powder, use the mask. It is not nice stuff to like breathe in. I have a bad habit to like start doing something so fast and like focus, so I forget. But you don't, okay? And I don't in the next time. It's a nice spring day. I think this is the last day that we can see the snow this year. It's gonna be pretty warm days from now on, so the snow is melting fast. It was a nice day to paint some Volvo parts. Good day. Yeah, I'll see you back in my garage. Relocated the body. Now it's in between the doors, so it's easier to bring other vehicles inside. Plus there's more space to work with the body. Now I can weld it from both sides. Compared to the old position where it was next to the lathe, there was pretty narrow cap. Now it's much nicer to work on the car. There is space and it looks more clean, and so it brings your motivation back up. I have gotten some metal parts, body parts. My friend has been busy. He gave me lots of parts. Some of them are for his 240 wagon that I promised to weld it a little bit. But some parts are for this car, for example the floor panels. But we check those later after I have cleaned the body. But other opportunity came like out of the bush. This is my friend's Volvo V40 that I was gonna weld a little bit, but after the inspection we came to the conclusion that there is too much rust problems and all the brakes needs to be done, etc. And this is like his secondary vehicle, so just like a spare car. So we decided that it's not worth it anymore to try to keep it going. So it's going to the crusher. So I'm gonna take all the AC components out of this car. It has manual AC, so I think it's even better than the automatic. It's more simple. I have some like 240 and 740 AC parts over there, but I haven't taken them out of the car like myself. So some of the pipes are bended and I don't know like which way they're going in the car. And they have been sitting like years and years open, so maybe the compressor is bad, and they are made for the R12 stuff that we cannot find anymore here in Finland. So, and this one is for the R134A, and that is still available. So the plan is to take every component of the engine bay, and I was thinking that at least I'm gonna take the control panel, but then I got the idea that if I take the whole like AC blower assembly under the dash, then I would have every component, and it might actually fit in the 164, the whole assemble. So I'm gonna try that, because then it would be easy to like use every parts, because they are like meant to be together. If they're like physically just fits there. But if I cannot use these for the 164, I have 240 that already has the AC core inside the blower, so I could use all these engine compartment components for the 240. But anyway, I'm gonna tear every component out, and we will see later if they ended up for that or the 240 or in the shelf. But anyway, I start working. The engine bay was pretty like straightforward when I took out all the AC parts. Of course, I had to remove the radiator, and then I could access the AC parts, condenser, pipes, compressor, etc. So this was pretty like easy, didn't took that much time. But this inside, this was pretty like not easy. I'm not sure like how it's supposed to like come out, the lower part or the upper part first, because there was few screws inside there that was very hard to like access. So I used little hacksaw and I just cut some pieces out of there to make it a little faster. But now it's getting like pretty easy to access the rest of the parts. Now I just need to take the rest out, and then we can see what it looks like. The teardown is completed. I was quite enthusiastic with it. There was so many good parts that I might use somewhere, so I admit I have a little bit of like this hamstra, ja mikä se on? There is a little holder living inside of me, so. And I also took the headlights, not for myself, but we went driving my friend's S40 1 week ago in like this cabin. So it's like in the middle of nowhere, and my friend's lights, you couldn't see anything. It's like almost like parking lights only. It felt like there was only parking lights on because you couldn't see anything. So I was thinking I'm gonna give these to him like in a Christmas present way. So if they are any better, then then he might actually use them. But it's just like for a little joke. But the inside, this is I'm a little bit proud of. It's pretty stripped down. The front seats, I put them back on and just put few bolts that they don't fly inside. But yeah, I completely took everything off. And I also tear down the doors. The windows are just bolted in because I took off the mechanism and center lock things. And the car is full of interior parts now. And there is lots of parts taking off. The car had cruise control in it, so I took all the components off. If someone wants to upgrade their own car, I'm not gonna use these. But you need the lever to control it. Then there is this little vacuum pump, and this is the actual part that like push the gas pedal with vacuum and some little parts. And here are the switches to brake and clutch pedal and the control unit. I still need to figure out the wiring, if I can like remove only the cruise control parts, so then it would actually be like pretty easy to like add on set for someone. Otherwise I'm not gonna use these, but there's plenty of different color wires, so if you like build custom wiring or something, you can use these wires to have multiple colors to use with. And here are all the central locking motors and window like motors, all 4 doors. I'm gonna check if I could use these in the 164. I'm not sure yet, but at least I have some parts to start with. And here is the control unit for the air unit. The blower fan control is individual switch, and the heater and the position switch, these are like mechanic and use cables. And here is the AC unit. It's funny, it's like a modular system. In the right there is this blower motor. This is where the air is coming inside from like outside of the car. And if you push that switch in the control panel, this motor is gonna like move these flaps. There's one on both sides, so they're gonna come here, and this hole is like blocked, and then it's gonna suck the air inside the car. This version doesn't have the air filter. The next module is the AC one. There's so much dirt inside because lack of the filter. But inside here is the core for the AC, and it's gonna like just come through the firewall through there, and of course the draining hose. But this is pretty neat, like unit, cooling unit. Here is the resistor pack for the blower motor, and this is the control unit of the AC system. There is like a temperature sensor and connector. I'm not sure what this guy do, but it's there. And this is the air separator box plus heater core. The same thing, this goes through the firewalls, so you could see only these from the engine bay. And if you think like the Volvo 240 heater system, there is this valve that controls the water that comes through the heater core. So it like districts the water circulator. But this one is different. This one is always like warm. The water is all the time like circling in here, and there is this flap door that controls the air. So now the air is going through the heater core, but if you want to control it to like more cold, you just change the passage for the air. So now the air just goes through straight inside and different places. So it's like a different kind of system. And this cable is controlling, there is little flap like there, and that flap controls like the, because here comes like this piece, so that one flap only controls air to these middle ones. And so there's like a own passage here in the side. So if you want heat for your like windscreen and stuff, you can adjust this cable to have like fresh cold air to these center parts. And here is the lever for that. And the third cable, this controls where the air is like going. All the air comes in here, in the sides and in the center. Now the air is going to the windscreen, and in this position the air goes like under here. And at the bottom there is this part that like controls the air to your like feet. So it's pretty simple setup. I think it might fit inside, but there's one problem, because this is where the air is supposed to come inside the system, and it's in the right side. And if you look to 164, here the hole is in the center of the car. But I think that this whole piece is the same like part. So there might be a way to make a new hole in the right and make some kind of adapter to fit, and then just close this one. And it seems that there is space, maybe. But yeah, I found quite many parts that I might use. At least I try. But I cannot say no to free parts, so it's my curse. But yeah, I think this video is long enough. Sadly, we didn't start the metal work yet, but at least next video is gonna be welding, grinding and welding, and basic sheet metal stuff. I need to clean the car to see which parts is for this project and what is for the other one, the wagon. So next time metal work, I'm gonna start something simple just to get some practice before I make any complex parts. That is gonna show, like example this one. But something simple, maybe floor pans or something. But we will see that on the next video. It's been quite a long time since this project is like going, almost a year. But now I'm gonna start working with this car and put this on my top 1 priority. Yeah, I see you in the next one. Bye.